Wow. After loss to George Kambosos, what is now being labeled an upset, Teofimo's dad and trainer, Teofimo Sr., says now they cannot say they're better than Floyd Mayweather since his son has a blemished record. I'm going to talk about all that and more in this very video. Stay tuned. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I don't know how you found my video. Somehow, some way you did it. Please help others find the video by throwing a like on the video. It's free, it's quick, it's simple. It doesn't cost you anything, I can assure you. Throw a like on the video, help others find the content. Now, over the weekend, upset in boxing is being labeled an upset. To me, it's not that surprising. There's a lot that was unknown about Teofimo, but for lack of a better word, upset. Teofimo loses to George Kambosos. Not that many people outside of myself and others picked George Kambosos or thought he had a chance to win. But here it is. George Kambosos won. Congratulations to him. What has happened since is very bizarre from Team Lopez. And link in the description, there is an excerpt that I want you guys to listen to. And Teofimo's trainer and dad is saying that it doesn't stain his son that he lost. The only basically downside is that they could no longer say they're better than Floyd Mayweather. Very bizarre stuff. We're going to take a listen to it as one big happy family. Roll the clip.
And this is not going to stain my son. It's going to stain him because now we can't say we're better than Floyd Mayweather because now.
What? So right off the bat, within seconds of his father speaking, there's a contradiction. He says, this is not going to stain my son, meaning the loss. It's not going to stain my son. Then he follows up by saying, it's not going to stain my son. It's going to stain my son because. So that doesn't even make sense. It's oxymoronic. You just said it's not going to stain him. And then seconds later, you said it is going to stain him. And then the reasoning is he's saying basically the downside is now we can't say we're better than Floyd Mayweather. What?
And this is not going to stain my son. It's going to stain him because now we can't say we're better than Floyd Mayweather because now Floyd's going to say we got that. You know what I'm saying? We got that loss. And
listen. This sounds completely delusional. I just have to be honest with y'all. You just lost, your team, your son lost against George Kambosos. It was a fun fight. If the Lopez family took the loss and accepted it, you know, people would probably just be like, man, your son's a warrior, good fight, good stuff, and then see what's next. But the way they're taking the loss and the things that are coming out make it look like almost insane, like the delusion. There's a phrase that's called delusions of grandeur, and that's what it sounds like the Lopez's have. In this event that you just lost, main event, at home, embarrassing loss, to be honest, because I thought Kambosos clearly won. I don't think the end result was a split decision, and I don't think it was really a split decision. I think Kambosos won thoroughly, handedly. There was his only oh-ish moment was in round 10 where he got dropped. Round 9 was a pretty good round for Teo, but outside of a few rounds, Teofimo, he didn't really show enough, you know, and Kambosos had a great strategy. He had the determination to win. Like he was willing his way through the fight. he lacked high level experience in terms of in a pro fight. I know he used to spar with Manny Pacquiao, so that's in itself high level experience. But I'm talking about as a pro fight. He had like Mickey Bay, Lee Selby fights. Those are probably his biggest fights. So he came all the way over. There was a lot of delays with this particular fight with Teofimo, and he took it like a champ. He took it like a soldier, accepted it, and he was like a man on fire, and he was determined to win. But in this loss, you have Teofimo's trainer, and he's worried about Floyd Mayweather and what Floyd's think. Like, Floyd's probably getting a massage from a butt-naked model. He's a retired fighter. This is not making sense to me. What does Floyd have to do with your son losing? As far as I've ever seen, and I have very popular Facebook like pages and my YouTube popular, been around for years, Instagram, people follow me on Twitter. You know, boxing is my thing. I'm boxing, you know. I have never even heard of anybody who was trying to make this comparison that Teofimo Lopez was on the same playing field or in the same conversation or echelon as a Floyd Mayweather. So it sounds delirious, like Eddie Murphy comedy specials, for Teo Sr. to be saying, oh, now Floyd can say, you know, we can't say we're better than Floyd because Floyd's going to say we lost. Like, unless there's something that I don't know of behind the scenes, it sounds pretty crazy. Why are you even worried about Floyd Mayweather, a retired 44-year-old fighter? He's even the last division he was in is not in your son's division. I have never heard anybody make this comparison or try to compare your career, your son's career, to Floyd Mayweather. You know, all in all, it just looks extremely bizarre. Now, I made this for you guys so you guys can see. Boom. Floyd, easy work. I ain't got to worry about it. Like I said before, he's a young, hungry lion. Shane Mosley, I barely know who you are. I'm rich, motherfucker. Right? Floyd, 50-0, over 22 years in the sport, Olympian, an Olympic medalist, and he got robbed in the Olympics on top of everything else. 50-0. Floyd got more KOs than your son has fights. Floyd has 27 KOs. Your son has 16, now 17 fights. So even if Teofimo were to have beaten George Kambosos, which is a big if because, you know, let's not bend the truth, that's not what happened. And there's many pictures and videos and angles and commentary to supplement and prove that. But even, let's just say, playing devil's advocate, let's say your son beat Kambosos. He would then be 17-0. Floyd's 50-0. So what on earth are we doing trying to compare these two careers? Floyd is levels and leagues, and he's on another planet to your son. Skillfully, business-wise. There's the article out right now. It says Teofimo made $1 million plus versus Lomachenko, but he only got $20,000 in his bank for some odd reason. I don't know, you know, who's managing his money or, you know, what's going on, his CPA or whatever, but that's what the article said. It said he got a lot of turmoil. He broke up with his girl. He got $20,000. Now, I'm not into anybody's finances or pocket watching, but I'm just saying, on what level are you on Floyd's level? Because it's not money-wise, not skill-wise, because you just lost to a guy you weren't supposed to lose to. And it's like, what are we talking about? Why is his dad even, like, what is he saying?
And this is not going to stain my son. It's going to stain him because now we can't say we're better than Floyd Mayweather because now Floyd's going to say, we got that. You know what I'm saying? We got that loss. And listen, it doesn't really matter. He's the people's champ. Everybody's going to fill out the arenas for him, you know? And
said he's the people's champ and everyone's going to fill out the arenas for him. But I don't even know how many people he had at this fight. I don't remember any legendary attendance. Like Canelo versus Plant, lit. Gervonta Davis crowd, lit. Especially since this was a hometown fight. And he's saying he's the people's champ, but his son got booed at the post-fight interview because he kept saying he won, and people know that's cap. So this just doesn't look good for the Lopez's, this type of commentary, because it doesn't seem true. He said, my son's selling out arenas and he's the people's champ, and now we can't say he's better than Floyd. This is like misdirected.
Everybody's gonna fill out the arenas for him, you know, and that's all I'm concerned about, you know. The people know who won that tonight, and it doesn't matter what the judges said. We won tonight, and
it doesn't matter what the judges says. Yes, it does. He lost. So it doesn't matter what the judges say, but if I go to BoxRec right now, it shows your son has a loss. So it does matter because he doesn't have his belts. What are we talking about?
And this bullshit loss, because it's a bullshit loss, and I should have never fought with the zone. I should have stood with Top Rank.
Now he's blaming the zone for his son losing.
I should have lost, and I should have never fought with the zone. I should have stood with Top Rank, because those are the people that really love us. And I learned, you learn from your mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So we go back with Top Rank and 2 pay-per-view fights next year, and then an ESPN fight. I mean,
so he's basically saying his son's gonna fight 3 times next year, 2 times on pay-per-view. I don't know what his deal consists of with Top Rank, because I know they amended the deal when T.O. said, oh, I'm the money man, and had that whole Triller purse bid fiasco. But it just sounds crazy. Like you're saying now we can't say we're better than Floyd Mayweather. You never could say your son is better than Floyd Mayweather. His career is far too premature. And now coming off a loss, which they're calling BS and saying everybody knows, but I don't see many people on his side suggesting that Teofimo won the fight, and he's calling it a BS loss. And now he's talking about fighting 2 pay-per-views next year in 2022. Like, who are you fighting pay-per-view against? Let me know if you guys know the answer to any of these things, the Floyd Mayweather comparison. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe if you like my content. I'll be back with more heat. You dig? And I'm out. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.